When she can't handle being away from you for too long, that simply means that there's something about your presence, per usual. However, the way you want to view is that there was something that you guys have that now feels like it's gone, let's say officially, let's say for good. And when I say for good, it's also referring to like for maybe a moment of time or for a while, her feeling is like, oh, with him, I'm going to have this, whether it's forever, whether it will be for not a short period of time of not talking to each other or you guys reconnecting. She always had hopefulness regardless of where you guys end up. So the difference now with going too long without having you and it being hard is reconnecting is not an option. Unlike before, there was that potential, let's say. Let's say there is that if she still waits around, you'll still end up coming around. Another thing too is the way of being around you. Excuse me. The way of being around you simply means that when she is around you, she has been feeling, oh my gosh, chill vibes. I love being around him. He's such a gentleman. Or he's so shivery, so right. Or, and remember, I'm not talking about if you're treating a girl that shouldn't be treated good. I'm not talking about if you're simping when you shouldn't be. I'm talking about simply yourself. What are you doing differently? Or what are you doing to show her I can give you a good treatment, or I could be that guy, or I am that guy. However, you don't get that all the time. Basically, look at it as in like this. If she can't be around, or I mean, too long from you, it's because it's also about something that you do. Something that she took in for granted or felt always entitled to is no longer an option, or let's say accessible, or something she can go to. That's out the window. That's not a question. She can't have that as an option, right? So if you view it differently as to this is too hard, or she doesn't like it anymore, or she doesn't want to be going too long without you, it hits now, right? Look at the differences of if it's taken for granted. For granted just means like, hey, it's going to be here. I don't really care. I don't cherish it. Another thing, too, is sometimes when she has an experience with another dude and she did not like it, or she compares it to, oh, I would rather have him around, or I can't get that easy access or access in general like I would be able to, in the sense of like good treatment, cuddle buddy, right? We can even refer it back to her love language. If her love language is not met any longer, what would that also mean? That would also mean that you would need her to go ahead and, in a sense, show up in your life because she needs these fulfillment to those love language. If you always comforted her, if it was affirmations that she wanted, if it was gift given, if you did it and then you stop because you're not around and it's going too long, then she's trying to get it from somebody else, it would hit hard. Bottom line too is just simply with you, you treat her good. And also when it's your personality combined with it, the chemistry y'all have, it doesn't necessarily matter if that guy can financially provide or even emotionally provide. Those things don't mean enough, or they don't add up to exactly what she feels fully fulfilled only with you, or only wanting, desiring him when it could be with you and it feels way better, in other words. So there's still letdowns, there's still delusion involved with her thought process. And I'll break this down more in a second. But if y'all want to book a consultation, per usual, make sure you do by clicking the link down below. It's about you, how to go about it, what you want to do to get things and make things happen. And of course, it's about anything. And of course, my no contact guide and journal is still on sale. So make sure you get it before the sale ends. And you're going to obviously be saving. Bottom line though is you do need this no contact guide and journal if you're really serious about the ins and outs, how to stay accountable. What I would be telling every person that I do consultations with and they're doing no contact, the steps, the prompts, the follow this and you're good. But bottom line, and what I love the most about the no contact guide and journal, it's a self-discovery thing. It's healing, it's finding hobbies, it's mood checkers. How are you feeling today? Do you want to, let's say, cave in, but you're not going to? I ask you questions that are specific to your feelings, but knowing also what is best at the same time. So get it? The link is down below. Shout out to everybody that has already gotten it. And I'm so glad it's helped out so many people. So I love that for y'all. And I made sure to really take my time. It took days and days and days because I was going back adding more, switching things around, etc. Added stories that are real life stories. And I just want to give you one last reminder for the people that are new. You can join Patreon for free and get exclusive and explicit content. It's up to you if you want to or not. I do have 2 Patrons and links are down below. Now let's go back to some of the delusion or expectations or feelings. Let's even refer to requirements that women are having. So if she can't go too long without you, let's say the turnaround now or the difference now this time around is it hits hard. It feels uncomfortable. It's just basically not something she wants to be, in a sense, putting up with. And when I say something that she doesn't want to be putting up with, this simply also can mean that she would much rather be in contact with you. She would much rather be like, oh, I want to hang out with him. I can see him. But remember with delusion, she could have her friends saying, oh, you don't need that guy. You don't have to worry about that guy. You'll be fine, sis. There's so many men out here that will want you. And I'm not saying that that's going to change forever or that's something she needs to necessarily be concerned about. Of course, we know things such as women hitting the wall. We know you guys, as you age, you're hitting your prime, not compared to a woman. She's in a sense decreasing. That is not the point. But my point simply is that she's having a bigger fish to fry, as they say, right? But no, in other words, she's just more worried about other things such as it's you. She wants you. She's attached to you. She's emotionally connected to you. She loves it with you, right? And I want to give you an example of, like, let's say a guy that gives her a comforting hug, right? He can do that. He can know how to give it. But if it's not attached to, oh man, you're such a good man to me, or I love that you just know to give me a good hug at the right time because you know me well. Those sorts of stuff matter because also remember she becomes dependent, codependent onto what you've been given onto her. In other words, there's something about you that makes her feel more attached to you and a deeper connection and a more lovingness going on for you for how you've been with her. There's no replacing it. And she's having that understanding. And so to wrap this all up, just understand she can't go too long without you. There is something there. There is a bond. There is love. I'll explain this so much more in a different video, but I'm going to leave it at this. Don't forget the link down below. And of course, make sure you're taking care of yourself per usual. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy early New Year's. Maybe you'll see this before or after, either or. I'm only rooting for the best for y'all. And of course, have a great start to the new year. But bottom line, do it now and understand. Hey, women come, women go. You find the one. It works out. If it doesn't, no forcing it. Okay? I'll talk to y'all very much soon. Bye, y'all.